In class, we are again continuing chapter number 2, that is the structure of atom. Yesterday I was talking about cathode rays and discovery of electron. Today I will talk about anode rays and discovery of proton. Rutherford and Goldsmith were the scientists. They again took and discharged tube. In that discharge tube, two electrodes are fitted. One is cathode, another is anode. This is connected with outer circuit by having electron 10,000 electron voltage of electricity. Inside that discharge tube, which is made up of Crookes glass, we can take any gas, that is nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen. Normally they have taken hydrogen, and we are using perforated cathode. A cathode which have a definite amount of sieves. Sieves are there. That is why it is known as perforated cathode. So what is happening? As we applied again 10,000 volt inside this discharge tube, the same result came that no electricity developed inside this discharge tube, because at high pressure gases are the best conductor of electricity. Then what we did? We release a few amount of pressure from that discharge tube, that is 0.02 to 0.04 atm. And after releasing this pressure, again we provided 10,000 electron volt to this discharge tube, and we found that a beam of colored light, like yellow color, green color, blue color, according to the gases that develop inside that discharge tube. And we find again some of rays are going towards the cathode side and some rays are coming from anode side. Means vice versa thing is going on, and it is difficult to find out which one is going and which one is coming, because too much messy portion is there. That's why they use perforated cathode, and they find those lines which are directly going through the sieves towards the anode, they are cathode. And the anode rays which are being stable here only by the portion where the sieves are not there, they are retaining only that side. These are the anode rays. They didn't penetrate this holes, and they are not coming towards this cathode. They just retain their self in the portion where sieves are not available as the cathode portion. And because of this, we came to know that yes, there is some positive particle inside atom which is known as proton. Their quality are as equal as anode rays, which are moving from positive to negative electrode. Definitely, if the cathode rays are penetrating where the hole is not available, they will get reverts towards their cathode side, and only anode will be attracted to cathode, and we will find yes, there is one positive charge, that is proton, given by Mr. Rutherford. Clear? Now we will talk about the properties of electron and proton. Electron and proton has basic difference is that they are only differ in charge. They are only differ in charge. Mass slightly changes there, but they are only differing in charge. So what I am telling you that cathode and anode, both the rays are moving straight towards their path. Cathode and anode are moving straight towards their path. If you are putting any object in their path, you will get the shadow image of that particular object. Formation of shadow image is indicating that both the rays are moving straight in their path. The first property of cathode rays and anode rays, both are moving in a straight path because they are making shadow image of any object. Second, if you are putting any pedal wheel inside the path of cathode or anode rays, this pedal wheel will start moving. If you are putting any pedal wheel in the path of cathode and anode rays, this pedal wheel start moving. The movement of this pedal wheel is indicating the mechanical property of anode and cathode rays. That cathode and anode rays are having what? Mechanical property, and that's why this pedal wheel is moving. Next we are putting both anode and cathode, both will do the same thing. Now we are talking about electric field. If I am putting any electric field or electric plate in the path of cathode or anode rays, what will happen? If I am putting any electrical plate in the path of cathode, so definitely cathode rays will move towards the positive plate. But if I will do the same thing in case of anode, they will move towards the negative zone. So if we are applying any electrical field in the path of cathode rays will move towards the positive plate and anode rays will move towards the negative plate according to their own charges. After it, we are knowing that cathode or anode ray both are capable to penetrate 100 millimicron thin any metal sheet. That is the fourth property. Fifth property of cathode rays: if you bombard cathode rays on tungsten metal, they will produce X-ray. If you are bombarding cathode rays on tungsten metal, they will emit X-ray. This is known as the secondary effect of cathode rays. Anode will not do this type of things. Cathode rays are 1 by 1837 times lesser than anode rays. Cathode rays are 1 by 1837 times lesser than anode rays. Cathode or anode, both the rays are illuminating or fluorescenting ZNS screen. ZNS screen means zinc sulfide screen. Cathode or anode rays both are affecting photographic plate. They are converting it into the black portion because they have property of ionization. So this is all about the properties of cathode and anode. With the diagram, you have to make in your copy. Make diagram, then one property, then another diagram, then property, diagram, properties. So through diagram, you will write the property of cathode rays, the property of anode rays, discovery of anode rays. Make your copy complete. Any day I will call you in the school and I will check your copy. Okay. And very soon I am going to take your Google class, Google Meet, class in Google Meet. Very soon I will arrange timetable and I will inform you.